evening, everybody. Alongside Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. We welcome you ringside for a much-anticipated bout. Let's set the table for you and get ready to dish up this big night of action.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, the Cobra, Peters. And his opponents, fighting out of the blue corner, Jones Jr.
Remember, guys, obey my commands at all times. Let's have a good, clean fight.
When you get a fight like this that everybody's been talking about, it's always so interesting to see these opening moments here in round number one.
You know, just because you look the role doesn't mean you can play the role. And in a matchup like this, we know one guy has a lot of strength. You can just see the muscularity. One guy doesn't. But this sport has taught us time and time again, sometimes that doesn't matter at all.
Like the great Sugar Ray Robinson, a lot of people think the greatest fighter of all time, pound for pound. He used to say that boxing is like geometry. It's about angles, keeping somebody off balance. Not who's stronger, but who can use those assets, or who can keep the other guy from using them.
Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. Round number one, and he's already down.
And if he survives here, Joe, you wonder how that's going to affect him for the rest of the night. Because we expect him to be aggressive. Will he be tentative from now on?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He went down from a big shot. Now he's got to have some big guts to move along.
You're going to find out exactly what he's made of.
He's sending more than one at him now. The combo to the head. A stinging counterpunch after some fine defense by Peters. Not the most accurate uppercut you'll see. Teddy, he's wobbling all over the ring.
You know, Joe, he can't use his legs right now, so he wishes, and it's too late for it because he wasn't taught, but he wishes he was a guy who was taught how to slip right in front of him.
Wow! Roy Jones Jr.'s in a bad place right now. He was tagged. He was stunned and staggered moments ago. Now he's right back in the fight looking pretty good.
Yeah, some guys take a little longer to recover. One of his strengths is he recovers real fast.
You've used that description, stubborn, driven, single-minded focusedness for Roy Jones Jr. How much does that point to his success that he's had?
Probably 75% of it, because the physical abilities, a lot of people have comparable physical ability, sometimes even better than guys that get to a higher place. But mentally, emotionally, character-wise, you have it or you don't have it. He has it.
That's a tried and true method that works out very well. The counterpunch landing by Peters. Last 10 seconds of this first round. End of the round. A round in which a knockdown was scored. Now, Teddy, if you're the trainer in the corner of the guy scoring the knockdown, what are some of the things you want to remind him of?
You want to remind him how he got there, because a lot of times it's the tendency to just remember the punch that put him there. He dressed him up. He set that punch up. Don't think about just the punch that landed. Think about the setup punches.
Oh, and he returns fire with a left hand. Good block. That worked out really well. Throwing off the right hand after getting tagged like that. And another one lands. Good defense just covering up down low. He comes back with the left hand again. Roy Jones Jr.'s got to prove a few things here. Number one, he's got to prove to his opponent that he's... Holy cow! Roy Jones Jr. stunned and staggered. Roy Jones Jr.'s got to deal with a cut on his cheek right now. The good news is it's below the eye, but still, it could get nasty as the fight progresses. He was damaged moments ago, but now he's got his feet back under him. Halfway through round number 2. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Well, here he is, Teddy. Roy Jones Jr. coming off of an amateur career that everybody knows about. I don't care if you're a boxing fan or not, because of what happened in the 1988 Olympic Games when he was absolutely robbed of a gold medal.
It actually changed the scoring system, the rules of how they went about the Olympic amateur scoring. They instituted a new program because of that terrible robbery. But you know what? We look at the negative. I'll tell you the positive. That stays with you. Stay with Holyfield when he did not get a chance to get his gold medal in the Olympics, when he was disqualified, where a lot of people thought he shouldn't have been disqualified. It has stayed with Jones. It has made him become a top pro. It has been a memory that has burned in his consciousness.
Back to fight action as a new round is underway. Of course, in that last round, it was fairly one-sided. He was hit pretty hard, and now he has to overcome that here.
Yeah, you don't have to be Nostradamus to know that. I mean, everybody saw, he got staggered, his knees buckled, did a little dance there. But what you have to really know now is know why you got hit and correct that immediately.
Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. On the mark, the counter punch by Roy Jones. What a chin. Can you believe the shots this guy's absorbing?
And more importantly, can his opponent believe it? You know what? You want to hit a guy, so you figure that that's a good thing, that's an encouraging thing. This is a case where his opponent might get discouraged just by seeing his guy take those kind of shots.
And a smart counterpunch by Roy Jones. Well-placed counterpunch by Peters. Coming to the halfway point of this third round. I've heard people say about Roy Jones Jr., no matter what sport he was going to apply himself to, he was going to be a pro. He was going to be successful. If he played football, this is a guy that could have been a great defensive back. If he had taken on baseball at a young age, he would have made the major leagues. We know what he would have done in basketball. He's an accomplished basketball player as it is. You agree with that?
Well, to a certain extent, I do, because obviously he has good athletic genes. He is an athlete. He's a guy that possesses really tremendous physical abilities. But his temperament, he's a guy who's confident. He's a guy that's stubborn, a guy that wants to prove you wrong and make himself right.
There it is! Roy Jones Jr.'s legs look shaky. He was hurt.
Keep busy, guys. Come on now. Keep busy.
Able to show you his blocking ability. punch by Peters. Oh, he just misses with that headshot. So we come to the end of the round, and clearly a confidence booster for this man. He got to his opponent. He was able to stun him. Teddy, when a fighter comes back after doing what he just did, do you see them almost light up, like get a little boost of energy because of that?
Yeah, it does build your confidence a little bit. You know, it makes you feel more secure. I can control this man. I had my way.
There's the double jab, and you can see he can do it up top as well as down low. Gets rid of that body shot. And a well-placed counter by Roy Jones. Peters' nose is now starting to bleed. Once again to the head. Good defensive skill with the block by Peters. Excellent counterpunch by Roy Jones. Halfway through this round. You know, we only show up when it's time to watch them do their thing for the fight, but they're really working at it day in and day out just to make weight. What's so tough about making weight in boxing?
Well, it can weigh you down. I mean, it takes discipline. And all of a sudden, it allows you a trail of excuses, because now you can start to say, well, gee, you know, I didn't do this. You know, it's the drudgery of it, and it's the consistency of it. When you have to stay at a weight and you have to watch that weight, you have to balance it where you're also going to be able to have a physicality when you get in the ring. You don't want to be weak, so you want to get that right balance where you're disciplined, you get the weight down, but you don't lose that physical edge.
Good job by drawing in his opponent and then landing the counterpunch by Peters. Peters is putting together punch stats tonight that fall right in line with what his strategy is. Outside fighter, throwing lots of jabs, landing lots of jabs. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Roy Jones Jr. stunned, and he is hurt.
All right, hey, no holding. Let's punch it out.
Well-placed counterpunch by Roy Jones. So we come to the end of the round. And that was a round that was very productive for him. Now he heads back to his corner, and they're going to try to repeat the success they just had, I'm sure.
Yes, he hurt his opponent there. He's going to want to go back to what he was doing and remember what set up those big shots.
Comes right back at him with a left hand. Good defense, just covering up down low. Wow! Roy Jones Jr.'s in a bad spot right now. He's been stunned. A stinging counterpunch after some fine defense by Roy Jones. What guts it takes, what commitment it takes to keep up with this kind of a pace. The action's been nonstop.
Now, the one thing I can tell you is this is where you don't worry about pace. You don't think about pace. Otherwise, you could not be doing what these guys are doing. They're just going round to round.
The combo lands upstairs. Devastating blow by Peters. Teddy, so much work in the gym goes into head movement and how to hit a moving target. Doesn't matter in this fight tonight.
No, this guy doesn't move his head. The old timers would say he gets insulted if you miss him.
the elusive target with that straight right. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. A crushing two-punch combo by Roy Jones. Well-placed counter punch by Peters. Wow! Roy Jones Jr. stunned, and he is hurt. Blocks that punch. Peters is just trying to push away. He wants to breathe a little. He goes down. Oh, he may be close here. Can he survive the round? Up after that punch put him down on the canvas.
Now he needs to get on that bicycle and stay away from this guy.
Not hitting his mark there going upstairs. Peters has got a cut. It looks like it's below the eye on the cheek, but it's something that needs to be monitored. End of the round there, a round in which we did see the knockdown. And Teddy, when a fighter comes back to the corner, having just been floored, typically how are they acting? What are you seeing on that?
Just imagine you just walked into a room and somebody hit you from behind. You drop. You're afraid to go in that room again. So put a light on in that room and explain to him why he got dropped. He will not be afraid to go back in that room.
Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot. Nice strike after catching one by Roy Jones Jr. Very clean offense from defense by Roy Jones. Teddy, is this becoming a mental thing with him? I mean, he's not firing off the big power punches. I got to wonder why.
You know, that's a good question. Sometimes the guy is making a solid agreement in his mind that maybe if I don't hit him hard, he won't hit me hard back. He's not confident enough now to throw the punches without worrying about what had come back at him.
And a smart counterpunch by Roy Jones. Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
So it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Sharp counterpunch by Peters. Peters is, Teddy, this has got to drive his trainer crazy because he's leaving himself wide open with these sweeping shots.
Well, you talk about that old saying, leaving the barn door open and the horses are going to go out. Well, guess what? The punches, sooner or later, they're going to come in.
Good scoring counterpunch by Peters. He gets hit, but he gives it right back. Accurate counterpunch by Peters. 3 in a row landing by Peters. Very clean offense from defense by Roy Jones. And this round comes to an end. A round that was highly entertaining. They put forth a nonstop effort.
Well, that's the styles that they figured to bring to this fight. Both guys with good motors.
Peters has got a real problem on his hands now, Teddy. I think the cut is actually worsening around his eye. He has to do a better job of watching out for that. He has to protect that eye.
Yeah, what he has to do now is give his corner man, his cut man, a chance for his work to be accomplished. In other words, there's been coagulants, chemicals put into that eye. Now the fighter has to move a little bit, be elusive, and allow those chemicals, those medicines to work.
He returns the favor with a right hand of his own. There's the headshot, but he parries it away. Well-placed counterpunch by Peters. Roy Jones Jr. is not showing us that he understands just how effective he can be if he went downstairs against his opponent.
Yeah, well, you know what you're saying, so you're taking a peek and you're taking a swipe without meaning it at his trainers. Because what he's telling you is he hasn't been taught some of the rudiments of boxing. That when you hurt a guy, you should go downstairs to finish him.
Both men trading hooks. Oh, and there you go. Roy Jones Jr. stunned and he is hurt. He was stunned and staggered moments ago. Now he's right back in the fight looking pretty good.
Yeah, some guys take a little longer to recover. One of his strengths is he recovers real fast.
The twists and turns and the non-stop battle, it continues on as we've reached the 1 minute mark to go. What a fight. What a great, great non-stop action fight this has been. Making predictions in boxing is often a dangerous task, but I'll make one right here that seems pretty obvious to me as we come to the end of that round here. This fight is going to be a brutal display as long as it lasts.
It's kind of like going and watching that home run contest. Nobody's trying to hit singles or doubles. You know they're all going for the fences.
Well-placed right hands from both men. Nice block by the Cobra. Takes one to give one. He comes back with a right hand. Nice block. A little defense turns to offense by Roy Jones. Good-looking combo by Roy Jones. How about a return to sender with the left hand? Well, this isn't a bad... Oh, that's gotta hurt. Roy, oh, big flush uppercut floors him.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
He went down from a big shot. Now he's got to have some big guts to move along.
You're going to find out exactly what he's made of.
Roy Jones Jr.'s got to find a way to protect that eye. The cut has worsened, and if it gets any worse, you got to think this fight is coming to an end immediately.
Well, what's going to matter is when the doctor finally gets caught up and looks at it is, Joe, not how bad the cut looks or even how graphic it is to the fans out there, but where it's at. The doctor will look to see whether or not it's the kind of cut that if it gets worse, it could actually be physically damaging to his career.
Holy cow! Roy Jones Jr.'s been stunned, and he catches a lucky break. Saved by the bell here at the end of the round, Teddy.
Yeah, right away you're thinking, you know, where do I spend my time right now? You want to tell him things that can help him, but he is really groggy right now, so you got to get him clear-minded first.
So here we are, all wondering, can he survive the start of this round after the way we saw him go down in that last round?
Well, it's up to his opponent. Now, his opponent gets a little careless and he rushes in a little bit too close.
There it is! Roy Jones Jr. is in a bad place right now. He was tagged. Roy Jones Jr. is clinching a lot, Teddy, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I mean, you got to wonder if the referee's going to start coming in there, give him a few warnings right now. But he's got to get himself together. That's what he's trying to do. And then hopefully he can find a way to get on the offense.
And a sharp counter punch by Roy Jones. Good block. Nice job to land that counter punch and getting away from one of his own by Peter. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Jones Jr. stunned and staggered.
All right, come on, guys. Work it out, no holding.
There's the headshot, but he parries it away.
He's working the jab.
Unable to handle that combination, he is down on the canvas. His opponent has gotten up after being knocked down, but he wants to put him out.
Yeah, now he has to be careful, though, because you know when you have a wounded animal, you don't want to just walk in.
Oh, he got to Roy, and Roy's tying up.
And now Roy does not have what he had before, where it was all his way. Now he has to show a little creativeness. Creativeness, not offensively, but defensively. How to survive.
Boy, what guts to stay in there and gather yourself again after he was taken. Oh! Roy Jones Jr.'s in a bad place right now. He was tagged.
Work it out, no holding.
Peters is now pushing away a bit. He's creating some space. Late goings here of this round, and he goes down. Can he survive it? Round comes to an end. Knockdown was scored in that round. So, Teddy, you're working the corner of the guy who was just on the floor. What are you telling him?
You're telling him that if he's been down before, you want to actually use that for a positive. I know that sounds crazy, but you say, hey, you've been here before, you've overcome it. You want to remind him that he can get back. And then the most important thing, Joe, is you tell him why he got dropped. So when he goes out there, he's not just scared going into a dark place saying, gee, it's going to happen again. He knows he has control.
He's got to find a way to get through the early goings here of this round. Remember last round. Oh, and there you go. Roy Jones Jr.'s in bad shape. Oh, an explosive headshot there. He is down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The ref stops the fight. Peters is going to be partying tonight. A knockout victory. It doesn't get better than that.
By way of knockout, your winner.
Peters is your winner by knockout, Teddy.
Well, we came in wondering whether or not his opponent had a good chin. We found out.
Yeah, good one for the fans. Glad you tuned in to see it with us. I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas saying thanks for being with us.